Hello today. Welcome back. This will be what I guess is day two, episode two of the offshoot or extension or continuation of Evolving with Cory Kastle. Um, I'm just I'm simply calling it Live Today. Somehow could also be read as live today. So this is my my live stream, uh, my Twitch stream. So twitch.tv/Cory Kastle, CoryKastle. If you're joining me for the first time, thanks for hanging out. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about how I jumped over to doing some stand-up comedy again today. It's been my first time on stage for stand-up in some months, if not not 6 months or a year or something. I guess I could kind of do the research if I looked at my phone. Kind of give you guys a better idea. But it feels good, man. It felt real good to be kind of in front of people again and trying to do some jokes. So I will try to make this regular and not let this much time go by. So that's the theme, I guess, as of late, is to stop letting time get away from me without doing some of the things that kind of feed me emotionally, kind of feed my spirit, feed my heart, feed my soul. All right, I'm going to tell you here in just a sec, if you don't mind hanging with me. I care to share my vulnerability with you guys as often as possible. Going live this evening. Dang, bro, it's gonna take me back. Trying to find when I last got on stage. It was definitely some months ago. Here we go. When was this? September 2022. So close to a year. Just short of a year. September of 2022 was the last time I got on stage and did any kind of jokes. I mean, I talk into a microphone in front of groups of people a lot in my wrestling career, and that's a different kind of. What's real strange about it is like, It's a different kind of nerves. It's certainly a different kind of stress that you feel. And I felt like lately, as far as trying to communicate things to audiences of rhetorical listeners, I'm I'm having recently an easier time just kind of like speaking from my heart and from my head versus like trying to memorize words that I'm going to say. It's just kind of more of like bullet pointing, sort of organic these days. Recently, that's what I've been aiming for, because people already say wrestlers and wrestling is so phony already. Might as well try to be as genuine as possible in it. And I want to stay relatable. I think I said relatable concepts, relatable premises twice yesterday or Saturday when I was cutting promos on the mic. Um, and I was thinking relatable, but I never said it in my set that I did today. The set that I did tonight. I At this point, I think tomorrow I have another job interview. Um, I'm really trying to hustle hard to get, to get, income. Trying to secure a secure a plan, secure structure. As I was telling you guys yesterday, it's like I crave structure until I like have it, and then I like don't want it anymore. I will usually want to break from it, so it's hard to not recognize a pattern of self-sabotage. I for sure have found myself very often a part of the problem, uh, and and just now in life, starting to be accountable to that, and being able to recognize it and call it out for what it is. Um, I I really want to. I really want to manifest the type of life I want to create, the type of life where you know I'm closer to doing the things that I like to be doing. I'd like to, I think that what I'm doing as far as you know, kind of getting in front of a microphone again. Uh, you know, just I'd say yesterday, today, and getting on stage, getting some stage time at that mic today, as well as like I think I'm probably gonna go back, not to this place that I went to today, but I'll go to a different mic next week, and maybe I'll at least try to get like one or two in a week if I can, like just to try to stay as you're never as good as you are when you're doing anything frequently. The more you're doing something, the more frequently you're doing something, the better you're becoming at it. So I um, want to get on stage. I want to make sure I try to get on stage like once a week now. I know it is September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 9 months since the last time I've been on stage. I don't want to. I kind of want to like not let that amount of time get between me again. Um, it's tough to say. I mean, this is maybe a little too inside to talk about, but open mics or mics as we call them in my conversation I've had with Jordan Brady in regards to calling them mics or spots or whatever is more preferable to me than calling them open mics, because when it says open mic, it feels more like a karaoke, anyone can do it kind of thing. And when I'm doing it, or when other comedians are doing it who are taking it kind of seriously, they're looking at that as getting the reps in, like getting their stage time, getting mastering the stage presence that they have, um, mastering the and and part of it is also like trying new stuff and seeing what works. I tried a few new things today. Just I mean, how could you not? I mean, well, I'd have to say, like, if I'm performing locally, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 people there who have seen me do that stuff before, who have heard those jokes before. So if I'm gonna do, uh, if I'm gonna do a set, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do 90% of the stuff that people have already heard before. I want to try to switch it up. So if you go to a comedy night, speaking to somebody who maybe doesn't go to comedy nights very often, you you don't want to return to that same comedy night like 9 months later and have the person who gets on stage do the same stuff they did 9 months ago and not have written any new stuff. It can be embarrassing. And sometimes people consume so much stuff that they're not really truly going to remember every single bit that they've heard or whatever. So I used to take all that stuff way more personally and really like overthink all that stuff. And I'm trying to get out of my own way in a lot of that, um, thinking, like as far as like, oh man, like some jokes, you'll hear some comics be doing the same jokes for years and years, and some of my jokes I have been doing for years and years. It's not you know it's it's just more of a, like, I owe it, if I know it's good. The people who are there aren't the people who've been to every single thing I've ever been to. Don't know that I'm redoing the same thing over and over and over. And to the person who's not, you know, frequently, you know, attending any kind of comedy situation, or knows anybody or is close to anybody who's in the comedy world. Uh, that's kind of the reps that you're building. Try to find, like maybe the best way to word a thing, or best way to, you know, I I compare it to, the Jeff Foxworthy on Jordan Brady's documentary I Am Comic, where he does the, if you do like joke, joke, punch, or whatever, punch, or whatever. Just cut out some of those diddlies. Diddly diddly bop, diddly 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 bop, diddly 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 bop. I'm going to cut out some of those diddlies, as I think the way he worded it. But I think about that all the time, about like, what gets us to, a faster laugh, or what, this is same exact concept with structuring a match. We're, that up and down of emotions, that little ride that you're taking the consumer on. The Back to that word consumer, I used it yesterday. But we're an age of consumers, so we're consuming all content all day, all the time. Uh, so sometimes that consumer is just the people who follow you on social media, the people who who just people who are just on your Facebook friends, who say happy birthday every year when Facebook tells them to say it's happy birthday time. Yeah, I'm glad. Oh man, I wanna put you guys on a real brief hold. I'll chat with you for a sec, but I'm gonna close this window so you can't see me. All right. Hang with me just a sec. So normally I'm like a night owl person. In, and I think I'm kind of widening into that again at the moment. I meant to do a bunch more stuff in the daytime, and this goes back inside of that, like that constant self sabotage, the cycle, the the round the world of like having structure and then not having structure and then gaining it back and then finding a different way to 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 feed that beast, and I'm gonna I'm gonna probably at this point uh, stay up for a little while tonight and get a few things done that I wanted to do. Get I wanted to get more loads of laundry done today. That's exciting news. It's very exciting news. I come live to break the news that I've got laundry and dishes to do tonight. Uh, it's like at this current time, it's 10 of midnight. So I only got 10 more minutes to be live in order to have it still be the today that I started. Uh, and I will publish this Twitch stream onto the RSS feed, onto Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts, like I did yesterday, and I put it on my YouTube channel at Cory Kastle. So make sure you hit subscribe and you like and you follow and you comment. Commenting is important. Just to it attracts more more clicks, I guess, or I don't know what the actual way that it works, and I'm okay with not knowing all of that, all of the hypnosis kind of information. And I wanna say, man, it's just it's like the thing I always say with the drum, which I don't have the drum in here in this room with me. Uh, when there's that low. No, it's I mean, there's a little rumbling, um, but no, it's a slow build. It's all about the climb, as Miley would say, and I'm gonna stay consistent in this. Is another part of what the drum represents the consistency. The how consistent I am with beating my drum my way, and I've hit a spell of inconsistency, and I'm counting on the ability of accountability, and I'll try to get live on this, on Twitch, and post videos up later, because I mean I know that nobody's following me on Twitch, but at Cory Kastle, check that out on there. If that's if you're a Twitch user, this is day 2 of me doing these live videos. Usually, only about a couple more minutes, and I'll jump out of here. But inside of that, I want to tell you guys, if you didn't hear it in the episode I did yesterday, I'm grateful to the currency of your effort and your attention. I'm so grateful for that you're spending it on me, because, not there's got to be so many extra steps to get to me. Like, you can't just turn on the radio and then there's me. So the fact that you had to like go take those extra steps, and or click on my YouTube, or click on Twitch, or you click on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to or watching me. um, if you're ever listening to anything I'm ever doing, or watching anything I've ever put out, and following me on Instagram or wherever it is, I want to express how grateful I am for the currency, the fact that you're paying that, because you took a step further and further and further. So if it's not too much trouble, I'll ask you to just make sure to interact with me. Interact with me. If you exist, let me know. Prove to me that you exist by by double tapping the video on Instagram, or sharing it on YouTube, or however else the word of evolving with Cory Kastle gets out there. The better it'll be for you, because the better it'll be for me, right? So if I'm providing you any kind of value in the words that I say, help me with some of your support. I it A little bit of support goes a really long way, and I'm so grateful for the support system that I currently have. But I'm always up for the growth. I'm always up for that evolving, that support system growing into something uh, more, not, I don't want to say fit for whatever this is, but like something that I feel that I could say deserving. Yes, sure, fit and deserving. Sure, let's just stick with that. But I know, and in my confidence, and I want to push this outward to to the universe's ears. Um, I know what I bring to the table. I know the value that I'd have in sharing my perspective, because my perspective is unlike any other perspective you've ever known, any that you'll ever know. There is not a single other uh, independent professional wrestler slash actor slash you know ordained minister slash licensed bodyguard slash you know son to a single mother, hardworking single mother who's a lesbian who has MS. That's a perspective that's ridiculously unique. Um, not to try to not don't want to exploit my family in any way, but that I'm an ally to all. I come from a very understanding and empathetic upbringing, and I I I wish I'm not even wish my goal, what I where I want to be, is I want to be able to affect some sort of culture shift. If not like if only just to kind of like have the wave already be going, and me being like, oh, I was inside of that wave. I was inside of that wave that changed a piece of culture. And I wonder a lot of times about how my wrestling is, just as far as uh, you know I want that to be my legacy in the wrestling business too. Like, I want to be able to have people be inspired to um, teach things I've taught them to the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation, and have it be like somebody learned through being my opponent somewhere in indie wrestling in the Northeast in the last, I mean, 10 to 20 years. I if if it hasn't happened yet, and I hope it has, because there is, people who do come up to me and they say that like something that I did once affected them and they always thought this way differently after. I love hearing that kind of stuff from the younger wrestlers. I do I do love feeling like I just made an impact on their trajectory of their mindset, like their their thinking or perspective on, you know ring psychology, or uh, just ways to handle promoters, and ways to call matches, and uh, like kind of simple psychology rules that we somehow like just have to do. Like, I don't know, I don't really understand every single one of them, but I will give my best analysis on it in order to help them grasp what sort of devices have worked for me, like mnemonic devices, or like ways of thinking, just that would like help me sort of like what was my guide, something that really helped me when I was learning it. And if I pass that on, and that kind of affects a little bit of the culture. Dude, I've been saying for many years, I can't wait till somebody I've taught something to in the wrestling business will main event WrestleMania or something, and have me as a guest there. Um, it's saying I was a part of it, and maybe get me a job, maybe help me out in the wrestling business. I've always I've always felt like that's the kind of impact I can make. Sometimes about the when it comes to over delivering. Anytime anything's ever been asked of me, I want to continue to do that, and have that be something that inspires people to over deliver, man, over deliver. Be better than they thought you were gonna be. Um, I, I there is an edge that I think I've got over other talents in the wrestling business, because I mean, when it comes to a performance, like I'm like a trained actor. I understand. I'm a comedian. I know delivery and I know timing, and that's something that not a lot of wrestlers ever learn. So I would love to be able to give lessons on that, and like really sort of pass that stuff through to whoever's next. I mean, I'm not saying I'm washed up and old, but I'm saying I have the experience that could be crucial for not just young wrestlers, but performers. Just um, if you've got a story about uh, something like that, something I've ever said that has been influential in any way to you, or a mind changing thing, let me hear about it. I'm cool if you put it in the comments. I love that. Talk to me, engage, dude. I love it. On top of that, just want to say, I'm looking forward to the future. I look at me one more time, right in my eyes. For the people listening who aren't watching the videos, let me just say, um, you're doing better than you think you're doing. So when you're jammed up in your head, because I know it happens and constantly happens, Remember how special you are. This is super humbling for me. I Life will humble you real quick whenever you forget that you're special. And I think perhaps you've been forgetting you're special, and um, you need a reminder sometimes. Help me out in the comments, folks. Look yourself in the eyes and say that stuff to yourself. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Love who you are. Jesus and I love you. Be fun. Have safe. Keep evolving.